When I decided to leave, I didn't really think the ADCC would care, because I don't think they're really that bothered about the women in general.
Oh, fuck, here we go. It's controversial.
Having that guy around is the best thing that ever happened to the squad.
If you have the right mix of autism and steroids,
all these pundits and whatnot, a lot of people doubting me, you know.
I don't want to fucking have a conversation while I'm showering, you know, like, the hobby I do is already so gay.
You are now listening to the El Segundo podcast with Craig Jones.
We're here with Ffion. We've just made take a half marathon through Central Park, and now we're sitting with homeless people.
Yeah. Well, no, not too many up this way.
Yeah. Not too
past
many?
100.
Oh, past 100. I mean, we're here about athlete pay, so we are basically homeless people.
Yeah.
So we got you to come across to our event. I wanted to, obviously you did your own YouTube video, but I wanted to let you talk more about that decision.
I don't really remember what I said, I'll be honest. And then people will come up to me and ask, like, oh, you said about this. And I was like, oh, I said that.
That's what I do for
video.
instructionals. People
I thought it was cut out.
I can't remember the techniques.
Yeah, I do that as well. I make too many jokes as well that I think are funny and no one else does. So that probably happened a lot in that video. Regret now.
But yeah, well, obviously we're working on a super fight for you. I mean, potentially, depending on funding and stuff, might be able to get a women's division.
Yeah.
At least that's the plan. And we're trying to do this every year, so that's the goal.
Yeah.
$1 million for women as well would be fucking amazing.
I'd be very happy with that.
You'd win
you should. Because a few people were commenting and they were like, oh, is Ffion doing under 80? I was like, I don't know if they were serious. She'll get smashed at under 80. Like, obviously, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I think I've sent the wrong message by facing Gabby. Now they think you're in the...
They think it's an intergender division.
The whole intergender tournament.
Although, like, 10K to turn up for that, I would still do it. I get like, immediately tapped for 10K, no problem.
That's my plan for the Gabby match. You've left ADCC as champion, so I think right now you're the only one announced for our event that's leaving as the champion. Women were paid $6,000 to win a division.
It's actually $5,000, unless other people were paid $6,000, because everyone keeps saying 6K. I don't know where that came from, because I got 5K.
I got 6K for second in men, I guess.
Oh, fuck. That's...
Second place pays more.
Damn. Yeah, like, so pretty much, like, I wanted like more divisions, and they did add an additional division, and there's an absolute, so I can't like disregard that. But I feel like it's a lot, like very small changes made too late, and apparently like to up it to the same amount as the men's anyway, it was nothing. So now it's been doubled. So it just shows like one person, or like, well, obviously the whole event in general, but also like I've moved over, and then immediately he's like, okay, we'll up the pay. Like doubled it.
And like nothing.
And it wasn't, yeah, and it was apparently nothing, and it was easy. So I don't know why it couldn't have been done before, but.
Well, he posted on his Discord, he's like, you know what would be funny if everyone pulled out and then I upped the prize money for everyone on the last day. And I was like, oh.
Would that be funny, or would it be really insulting?
Yeah, no one would benefit from that. What is the women's absolute prize money? Is it the same as the men's?
It's 40,000. I don't know what the men's is.
The men's is 40.
It's 40? Okay,
40,
so it's the same. But that, as far as I know, and again, I'm not like kind of like, if this is wrong, like correct me, but I think it was
allegedly.
Allegedly, it's Gage. It's a women's jiu-jitsu brand. I probably saying wrong.
For it.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's them who are funding that absolute.
Wow, so that's crazy. Why would you need some sponsor to fund the division?
Because he doesn't want to, which is fine. Like, I don't know to what extent that he has involvement really. He's just kind of the face of it really, but. Yeah. Yeah,
I basically tried to provoke them into upping the prize money, but I guess they never did it. And then what started out as a joke tournament that they still didn't believe just became real. And like, they really only upped the women's prize money. Was it 2 days ago?
It was like 2 days on a live, I think. That's what I saw, like a clip of it. Like
live
I kind of went and looked
house.
And I kind of went off. Yeah, what the fuck?
That was weird. A lot of the athletes I've spoken to aren't happy with the perceived favoritism from Mo towards his friends.
Yeah.
And his method was to basically go live again from that guy's house, which is like, I think, a bad decision.
I mean, yeah, I think it's interesting. And I don't think, like, when I decided to leave, like, he didn't seem remotely sad about that, which is fine. Like, I understand. He was just kind of like, no worries. And I mean, with the company he keeps, I'm not surprised. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, farewell. I mean, it's been like kind of a mass exodus. Like everyone's been interested except for one team. I won't say what team, but I mean, I think that probably kind of speaks for itself with the relationship between the organizer and the team. If,
I like really just trying to figure out which team. I was like, oh.
yeah.
I was like, who?
The team that doesn't like me anymore. But yeah, I mean, I think that speaks for like if people are obviously if they think there is corruption. I'm not saying there is, but like if a second tournament goes on and only one team doesn't join it, it kind of speaks to the original organization.
They can have a nice in-house.
Yeah, it's basically an open mat at that point. But it'd be interesting to see when tickets go on sale, how many people like are going to be spread amongst the two tournaments, you know?
That was like the feedback I was getting a lot that I didn't think too much about, because obviously ADCC tickets are out and people have bought them, and then a lot of people were angry at me that which I was like kind of flattered. They were like, oh, you're going to that, and now I was like, oh, thank you. But I guess that it was the fact that they got tickets to ADCC, and then they were like, but I looked how far it is. It's like a 10-minute drive.
It's close, yeah.
46-minute walk.
You
So
could walk.
If you could walk, get your steps in.
It'll be funny if people are going back and forth trying to time to watch different matches.
Yeah.
I wanted, because obviously Flow streaming, I wanted to, because I feel bad about the viewers they might lose there. I wanted to see if I could actually pay a licensing fee to put ADCC on a screen at our tournament, so people could watch both at the same time.
I mean, it would be good. Just get my free account.
Yeah, you got your free account. We could log you in. But yeah, I felt bad about that. But I get so many angry messages from fans about that, and I understand. But it's like, if you've already committed flights and hotels to be there that weekend anyway, at least you're only now having to buy another ticket, which goes to charity. Like if I'd put the event on another weekend, who's to say now they have to buy a ticket, flights, and hotel again?
Well, that's why it's in the same location, right? Like, it's because it's people who are already flying out that can still go to it. They don't miss out. It's free on YouTube. You can literally, I'm not advising anyone to do this, but you could be in the stands and have one of the other streams on at the same time, so you don't miss out. You actually get double the jiu-jitsu. No, you don't. From one to the other.
I mean, you get double, but just some of the better athletes will be at one. Most of them will be at the other.
It'll be spread out.
Be spread out, yeah.
Which is
And you can watch the ADCC finals. Sunday's free.
Yeah.
So we get to enjoy Saturday night in Las Vegas, but the ADCC folks do not.
Oh, wait. Is it just a 1 day or 2 days?
We
I don't
go
even
Friday,
know.
Saturday.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, great.
So they get the finals day.
Yeah, I can go like hungover to the finals.
I wonder if we're allowed.
I hope so. I'm like, I guess I've got to go watch Gabrielle.
I keep telling my guys to be like, put me down on your coach's pass.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to be on, if I'm allowed on Gabrielle's coach's pass, I'll be going. I just don't know if I'm allowed. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not trying to say anyone said anything. But
We've got to assume we're allowed, I think.
I think you can't really
He
ban.
might, yeah. I might get killed, but
You might, yeah. I might too.
yeah, you're the face of it as well. You're one of the first ones.
Yeah, it's fine.
But tell me about like female pay in grappling, because like historically it is much lower, right?
Yeah, like I mean, across the board, it's much, much lower. I remember you saying about how certain people get paid a certain amount, and I was like, oh, whoa, people are getting paid that amount. It's like, wait a minute. And like, I've won the tournaments I've always wanted to win that are supposed to be like, oh, you win these things, and then like your life changes kind of thing. And I'm like, when does the life changing happen? I've always made like most of the money I make through seminars, and I love seminars because people will always like say to me, oh, women don't draw in any viewers or anything like that. But I'm like, but when I go to seminars, they do well. So like obviously people do want to come and learn, and they must have gotten the interest from watching my matches. So otherwise they wouldn't be there. And it's loads of guys come too. It's like majority men most of the time, just because the sport is majority men. So I always feel a bit like gaslit when people are like, no one wants to watch you. And I'm like, but people come to the seminars. So it doesn't like really, the math isn't mathing.
Well, I mean,
kids say.
we'll get to find out, because like obviously the analytics are hidden from us.
Yeah.
So we just have to go by what they say. So we're talking about sports, entertainment. YouTube's going to reflect the peaks and valleys. So like when you compete, we're going to see how that stacks up. And I think it's going to be like
drops.
It's going to be high based on like all the metrics of your announcement and everything. Like I think it's trending towards that. It doesn't matter about gender, it's about the individual,
Yeah, I hope so. And also I'm not trying to say that I get more views than obviously like yourself or Gordon or anyone like that. Like I don't get anywhere near those views, but it doesn't make sense with the price disparity. And like, I'm not trying to say I should have equal pay to someone who gets way more viewers than me. That obviously doesn't make any sense. But I think oftentimes with the women, they're sort of said to a lot that like, you can get away with, you know, paying them significantly less because we're used to pennies. So if you get any payment, you're just like, yes, I have something to live off this month. And like, I am actually doing like, I don't mean it in a big way, but I'm doing like well, and I'm in a good position. And that's kind of part of the reason why I was like, I can do CJI and hopefully make some sort of difference, because I am in a good position. And for a lot of the girls, majority of us like are still struggling a bit in the sport. So hopefully it has some sort of, it's going to shake things up. It's going to force a lot of change. And I hope that people don't put up with it as much now, hopefully.
Well, you have the leverage. You're like, you got the accomplishments, the social media following, you get main events at these events. So it's like, you have the leverage to make change. It's the people on the undercard that have no power. They have to accept anything.
Yeah.
And in terms of the athlete pay, because it's like, we basically don't tell each other. You know what I mean? Like,
I tell people.
You tell me.
I'm always like, where you getting? I'm always like, going to JC, like, where you getting paid?
They tell me not to. They're like, hey, don't tell anyone.
Oh yeah, no, they say don't. But like, that's the point. Like, it's like when people are in the workplace, it's the same thing. If they don't discuss pay with each other, I mean, I'm not going around like shouting it. Well, I actually did on a YouTube video, literally say. But like, I feel like that's how you can figure out if who's getting underpaid, who's kind of getting screwed over a little bit. And then it sort of levels out. Again, like, you know, use critical thinking and be like, if I ask you what you're getting paid, I'm not going to get that, obviously. But I can kind of see what's the potential. Like, for example, with sponsorships, like I'm sponsored by Progress, shout out to Progress. And they're like, oh, we're going to, like, it was back when I was like a brown belt, or I just got my black belt. And they're like, oh, we're going to start paying you now. And I was like, you pay? I thought it was just free geese. And they're like, no. And they always like, you know, because they are good, they broached
really
it to me. I didn't even know you could ask. I didn't know you could ask for money from sponsors. I thought you just got free things, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're really successful in Europe. Everywhere I go in Europe, Progress everywhere is just dominant.
They're very nice. Great stuff. Use my discount code.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, sponsorship is very hard to negotiate. I mean, in terms of pay, I try to help the people close to me. I just have to be careful sometimes because I've told people what I get paid, and then the promotion has hit me up because they're like, yo, they just used your figure, which was accurate, as a negotiator. I'm like, all right, I better be careful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually discuss it. If you're a promotion or my sponsor, I don't tell anyone.
You just hope that the person you tell doesn't say the number, you know?
Yeah.
Just helps
or
them
like,
have a
just
ballpark.
don't use my name and just vaguely.
Just dance around it,
Yeah.
But I mean, I know some super fights that have paid people up to $150,000 for a main event, you know? So
What? Jesus Christ.
so
It's nice. Like, I know what to ask for next time.
aim high. I think you got to start high. I mean, that's what I've learned.
Start high, then like.
And then work down. That's what I've learned as a
Bashed
promoter
it.
now. Is these athletes come to me with a very high
Do
number.
they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible. I'm like, 50 £50, please.
They're like, I'll do it for free.
Exposure, please.
But yeah, I mean, it is good. I think it's going to be a very successful event. And I think those, like you talking about athlete pay, your pay to help negotiate your own deals and help others. It's like, again, that's what I want to do with the YouTube analytics. So that, I mean, you have something to say. Because like if you run an event on Fight Pass or Flow, they don't tell you how many people are watching.
Yeah.
So I really personally want to know that information.
Yeah, I'd love to. It also like helps you as well with like, okay, how can I do better in like marketing or whatever it is to like promote myself better, and then you're aware of like what's the issue really.
And it's awesome for you. Obviously, we're working on a big super fight. If that comes in and we get those analytics, then that's like a perfect counter argument to the people saying women don't draw an audience, and that's why we shouldn't pay them as much.
Well, I've talked to I don't know if I want to say it, Polaris, the guys at Polaris, because like I'm quite like I've done a lot of shows with them, and they were like saying that I do draw the numbers, whereas other shows will not say it directly, but maybe allude that, oh well, we can't give you that because this, like, it's not bad so much now, but like it used to be a lot worse. Like, and it makes sense because obviously now like I'm doing better, but I do think I didn't really realize when I told other people, I was like, oh really, shit.
How many super fights did you compete for free in early? Did you compete in any?
Oh yeah, I did loads. There was one case where I was going to fight someone, and someone else was on the card that I was like the same team of, and they let me know what they were getting, and I was like, I can't really, if I say what it is, it'll elude. I was being severely underpaid for the position of the card I was on. Really, like, less than someone on the undercard, and I was like, oh.
I'm probably the counter to that because it's like, everyone's probably like, fuck, this cunt's never won anything. And he's getting paid or he's above me.
But I do think that comes into it as well, because like, you promote yourself really well. I think I gave too many compliments before in the YouTube video. I don't know if you saw it, but like, so I'm not going to add more. But I do think that has to come into it as well. As much as like, I wish it was as simple as, if you win this, then you get this, like as equal as that. But unfortunately, like for some people, they'll win an event and it doesn't really have that much of an effect on their career, really. And there's a lot of people who like, they think they've won worlds. I remember before when I'd gotten bronze, I hadn't won worlds yet, and someone was like, oh yeah, you're a world champion. And I was like, all right, yes I am. I'll just go along with it. I will correct you.
That'd be the worst, is the realization that you've just accomplished your goals and you're like, fuck, my life hasn't financially changed.
Yeah. And it's not just about that. Like obviously, especially for gi worlds, and I love IBF tournaments, so I'm not going to be like, oh, this, but I really do love competing in the gi, but that was definitely like a personal thing. Like I want to win it for myself. It's not so much about, because I knew that when I won it the first time, it didn't really make much of a difference to like what I could charge in seminars, really. Like I kind of charged a little bit more, but not that much more. Didn't really make any difference. And then the second time, obviously, it doesn't do anything. Like that's for ADCC, I was kind of like, I've won it once, what's winning it a second time? It doesn't really make any difference, or it probably wouldn't. Maybe with like obviously the viewership of the people watching, but I don't think it would have made that much of a difference for me anyway, personally.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, when I was tossing up whether to do ADCC, I had never won it, but I remember just thinking, I don't think my position in the sport changes much if I do win it, like, and it's a lot of work and a lot of effort to probably not win it, and I only get the 10K, and it's kind of like, this tournament at least, I mean, you take them $1 million, it's gonna be like life-changing for these guys.
So much things you can do with that as well, like just like, as in good as well as like obviously like woo.
After party, yeah.
But yeah, just spend it there.
We're getting straight out of there. We're on a private jet to Colombia after.
Oh really?
We're gonna go for a week-long bender down there.
Oh nice.
If I don't get killed before the event, I'll probably die in
Probably
Colombia.
in Colombia. Yeah, I'm going on a vacation to Hawaii after. So.
Oh, that sounds
yeah,
good.
I'm very excited. I'm going to do a seminar as well, though. But
what's your biggest source of revenue? It's like, for me personally, it's instructionals.
I think seminars, because I do them quite frequently. Like I'm trying to do as many as possible because I'm saving for a gym. But then instructionals, and then it's like super fights. I don't like ever use that to live off of. It's always like straight into savings kind of thing. But I'm lucky like sponsorships, they pay well. And things like OnlyFans, like that's been like the biggest sponsorship I've got. A lot of people are like, oh, just use Patreon. And I was like, that's not what that is. OnlyFans, also OnlyFans is not pornography for me.
You have to subscribe to find out.
Yeah, go subscribe to it and then you can see so many great things. But no, it's just like, I just put like jiu-jitsu stuff on there and like that's kind of, and fully clothed.
Fully clothed. I did OnlyFans back in a couple years ago, but mine was predominantly, people would pay me to send personal Instagram videos to their training partners abusing them. Like I'd go on Instagram.
That's a kink.
Yeah, and I'd be like, yo, everyone at your gym knows you suck. Like I would send a video message. There was a lot of that.
And you got a lot of people asking for that?
Tons of people. And it was all
I just had a fantastic idea.
Never positive. It was only abuse.
Yeah.
And then I sold underwear on there. And then some people paid me on there to send videos to their girlfriend, but I pretended like I was gonna get naked. And that's what I would do on OnlyFans. See, I had to do a lot to make money too.
Oh, you give me a lot of ideas. If you want a hate message, I'll actually do that.
Fun, yeah.
Like degrading people, that's a kink.
And a personal one, I'd message them and be like, hey, just to let you know, everyone at your gym hates you. And I would specifically name moves. It would be very, but there were so many, I ended up giving up on it. I actually had another guy was sending underwear for me, but then when a person asked for stains on it, he wasn't comfortable sending it out. So
were you paying him?
He got a cut.
Okay. Yeah, but other people who you send underwear to are going to be like, oh wait, that wasn't even
I know, now they know. They can't get a refund though.
Oh. Wait, how much would you make for that?
$500 for a pair of underwear.
Really? But the shipping?
The shipping wasn't much, nah. So I mean, it was. I mean, that's a good deal. $500 per pair of underwear.
No one asked me for underwear, actually.
Put it out there if you want.
No, don't.
A pair of Fion's underwear.
Actually, no.
$500.
No one asked that. This one's asked me for like, a rash.
You should do
They
it.
didn't say unwashed. They were like a Rashguard and signed.
Oh, really?
So I think it was quite wholesome.
I have a lot of aggressive gay fans, I think.
Yeah. What did you lean into it?
I do.
You are aggressively gay.
Yeah, the sport is aggressively gay.
All men are quite aggressive, regardless of their sexual orientation. So I think that's where that comes from. It's never women, is it? Is it women? Never.
Gabby? I didn't actually realize how aggressive men could be with women until people started thinking I was gay, and then I started having aggressive gay men message me, and I just was like, whoa, that's how we come across.
Yeah.
That's what opened my eyes.
Hey, how are you? Hey.
A very aggressive gay man, hey. Sugar daddies offering to pay for things, strange.
I know. I wonder if they actually follow through, because I'm always like, oh, I'll just pay you $600 a week just to exist. I just want to pay you, and I'm like, will they though? And I'm like afraid to delve over
I can
into
say
it.
for sure. Unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, that's what I was doing to make money back in the day, So it's like OnlyFans are good. Now I just do it for the love of the game, but OnlyFans
I've
are
got
good.
great ideas now. I feel like that's the way to go. I'll send hate messages to people.
That is
Send
fun.
your fans my way.
It is fun to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like out of the blue, the guy opens his Instagram or the girl and they're like, oh, I've got a message from Ffion. It's just like, fuck you.
But I also got like a lot of people were like kind of hating on me doing OnlyFans, because they were like, oh, well, even if it's not anything sexual, people are still going to send you sexual messages. You've not seen my inbox on Instagram.
Oh,
they have to pay to send me messages on OnlyFans, but in Instagram they could just send weird shit for free. So at least now they have a paywall.
Yeah, now they have
So-
a paywall to do it. To send them.
Like I can get it regardless.
How much pressure do you get on being, because I get no pressure about being a role model. People have no expectations of me, but I feel like as a female athlete,
If I post like a bikini photo, just at the beach, and it's not like my bumhole's not spread or nothing during it, it's just standing like this and like, oh, sexualizing the sport. And my little girl looked up to you. She doesn't anymore.
I
Why
don't
is she on
get those.
Instagram?
Considering what I do, I don't get those. Maybe kids' cocaine jokes I don't like, but that's about it. But yeah, I see for the girls, it's like completely different.
It is, but I also think it's sort of like how it's, I don't know, I guess I don't know how to say this like in the right way, but I think because I'm not like a sexy person, I'm like quite, I don't know, like I'm quite goofy and shit like that. So I think people are then like horrified to see me in a bikini. Like I've lost, it's terrible. This actually really hurts my feelings, but like my following went down when I posted a bikini bikini photo. I went to like Cancun for like a camp, and I posted like a me in a bikini, but it was like my booty was in there, and it was like like tanked. Everyone was horrified. So people were like, oh, you're doing it for likes. It's like actually it has the opposite effect. People are horrified, they unfollow.
That's probably the dads that run their daughters' Instagram accounts that are like, unfollow
Gotta
her.
go. It's time to get out.
That's
It hurt my
interesting.
feelings, I'll be honest. I was like, oh shit. Or like people are like, oh, it feels so good to be represented, like your body type. I was like, what? What are you trying to say?
Crazy thing is like for girls on Instagram is like, I mean, it's funny, it's fucked up, but like when a girl gets in a relationship, it's a famous female, and then it's like, well, they get pregnant, and then all the followers
Wasn't it when Mackenzie got married?
oh yeah, well, she got pregnant, it went down.
That's horrible. Like, but the girls will stay true. We're like, yeah.
The girls are still support. Yeah, that's just, there's so much shit. I mean, clearly I don't think about any consequences at all for my actions, but like, I'm not held to any standard whatsoever. I think they gave up on that a long time ago, but I don't have to worry about any of those things.
Well, really? Nothing? Nice. That must be nice. Yeah, I think a few people were pissed off at me for this as well.
For this,
Yeah.
switching the tournaments?
Yeah. But it's okay.
What sort of stuff? Like just
I think it was like a lot of it, like be grateful. ADC, like one girl was saying, a lot of it's girls too actually, and like one girl was saying, but potentially she's a toe hold employee. So, you know, the flip flops or the.
Oh, really?
Apparently, I don't know. Someone like I kind of like replied once and I just gave up. But like people were going at her in the comments. I was like, oh shit, maybe I should sort of I don't know what to do with this. I'll just leave it happen, I guess. And I was like, I got notifications coming on my phone, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. But like, she was just saying how like she'd gotten the ticket at ADCC, and I do understand that's kind of annoying. Like, I do get that. But she was like, I didn't even know who you were until ADCC, and I was like, okay, fair enough. It's like, yeah, sure, but like I do have a tournament. Like,
well, how do we need, like, that's crazy. It's crazy they hold you to that standard, like they're criticizing you for leaving, but if they didn't know who you were, why do they care?
Yeah.
They're not missing anything, you know?
Well, that's what I mean. It's like there's still like fantastic women's divisions going on at ADCC that you can watch. I'm not stopping you from watching it, Dreen, and I'm sure you'll like find way more athletes there as well. Like a lot of the girls will have like breakout moments at ADCC, I'm sure, and that'll be great to watch. Dreens. But like, I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah. I mean I do feel bad for those fans, but at the end of the day, like most of them say, hey, I bought an ADCC ticket to support the athletes, and I'm like, well, we don't get a single dollar of ticket sales, so it's like this movement is for the athletes. So it's like they've got to remember that we're doing this disruptive move again for the athletes, and it didn't really even have to happen. They could have just put the prize money up.
Yeah, and it was so easy. So
Yeah, like that.
it was entirely really easy. So I don't know.
I'm gonna be shocked if I survive until the tournament. I'm gonna try. I go back to Ukraine next week, so I should be safe there.
It's a really safe place. Nice holiday location.
It's harder for them to get to me there, maybe.
Yeah.
Just the Russians will get me. Yeah, it's just the war.
It's a bit of war.
But now I'm in a war.
I forget you're in. Oh wait, no. Wait, where is he? Oh, he's in Texas.
Who's that? Oh, the other. Yeah. I got a few enemies, you know. Some people don't like my jokes. A few death threats. Have you had any death threats from people?
No. Usually, if Gordon makes a post about me, I get a few. Like, but they just sort of insult. Like, they call me a whore or a cum rag. That was my favorite. I just got a DM once that just said cum rag, and that was it. I was like, oh wait, Gordon's made a post, and I was like, just have to ask. Does he make a post? Like, yes. I was like, oh.
I try to provoke him, but he never posts about me anymore. I'm like, come on, give me something to work with here.
Well, hopefully now I'm pretending. I'm not. I'm gonna get a big one probably at some point.
Yeah, I've had tons of death threats. Hey, I guess so you throw jokes out there, sometimes they really miss, you know?
Haven't we all been a cum shot at some point? Cum shot? Cum rag? Cum rag.
Yeah. I've had death threats. I had to get the FBI involved.
Really?
Yeah. People,
like people you know, or
people tracked down my address, family members' addresses, sent third-party death threats. Well, I mean, in Texas, it's like you can search for someone's address. I have to pay for services to remove my information from the internet.
Really?
Crazy stuff. And Texas is scary because fucking anyone could have a gun.
Yeah. New York could stab you.
Yeah,
I don't think.
stab.
Can we have guns? I don't know.
So it's like England here, more stabbings, huh? Yeah, I mean, doing this event is going to increase the death threats for me. Maybe you too now.
Maybe now. Please don't.
That's funny though. But I mean, yeah, ultimately, I think it's going to be good for the sport. I think all the athletes will come across. Again, I think basically some of the old legends, I told you before, basically going to be in the division. One, I shouldn't specify the location where this guy used to be, but we're hoping to get one more of the big legends come back. So I think it says something that the old legends of the other tournament.
How old?
How old?
So I can Google the beach day heroes, is it?
I'll tell you afterwards.
Like,
we're trying to work on his comeback, but like...
age range.
Or the age range. I don't even know his age, actually. Some of the guys retire young, like the Mendes brothers retired young, so it's like I have to keep reminding myself.
Didn't they retire like 26?
Yeah, they're not.
That's what I wanted to do, but I couldn't win anything before 26, so I was like...
But you've won it now. Some of us never won anything. No, I'm not let back in the tournaments probably. But yeah, there's no loyalty amongst the old legends to the event we're competing against, which I think says something as well.
Yeah, they're probably a bit... I think everyone's a bit... Well, not everyone, I can't speak for everyone, but I do get the sense that everyone's kind of rubbed the wrong way. A little bit, at least a little bit, especially when there's like clear favoritism. Like, I feel like it should just be, I don't know, who is the organizer? I don't know who it is.
Yeah, it should be anonymous. I mean, the clear favoritism...
Whether you're organizing and you're very...
Yeah, I'll be very...
Never mind.
I'll be very biased, say. I mean, the event I was at last time probably clearly favored me in the final.
What was it?
By giving my opponent 10 penalties.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I was like, I can't work for
Yes.
this corrupt organization. He should have got more penalties. No, but that was funny. Still didn't win, but
What happens? Like, how many penalties does it take to get DQ'd?
I was thinking 3 or
ADCC.
4. So I was like, fuck, maybe I've won now.
Do you want if I take?
I was
That'd be pretty good.
I was under Mount.
Beyond
but
round.
winning. I don't,
Great defense advantage.
yeah, I don't think anyone's done that before, but yeah. So I think hopefully less corrupt my organization. Can't make any promises, but it just has to be better than the other one to work. I am sad though that we didn't have the cash this time for the women's, but also for like the smaller guys, like the 66ers, because heavy hitters in there. The little guys. I mean, they're some of the best to watch, like Diego Pato.
I do. That is like, you know, no offense, but I under 77 and below, you know, is my. And you, and you, I guess. But yeah, I just like because then it becomes this, just like shoving.
Oh, the heavy ones.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It does get like a bit tripody.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, some of the divisions are like, not much happens. But we're going to try to penalize that. And that's kind of why we use the angled walls. So at least you can run someone down. You know?
Oh, yeah, was it the same, you know, Karate Combat when I was like kind of looking at.
Yeah, basically
I think it
inspired
was like
by
Ethan's
them.
match.
So
And he,
same angled walls. So it's like punish for
can you like
backing up.
jump on a wall? Like,
We're working that out because we don't want someone
I'll
to
train
walk up
that.
it and go over the top of it. But we want them to be able to use the wall.
yeah.
But if you
Like
go,
bouncer.
you don't want to go flying over the top.
No,
That'd be-
I really don't. I don't think I'm athletic enough to.
Hopefully Gabby doesn't do that to me, throw him over the top.
Well, if I, you know, can't get my super fight confirmed, I might have to ask Gabby, can you go again
Yeah.
with me?
I won't be enough for her. I'll need a second pair of hands on her head.
2 versus 1. That might work. Well, that could be innovative. Actually, couldn't it?
How funny would Mikey Musamichi versus Gabby be? Something like that'd be
I
entertaining.
mean, I'd watch. I'm absolutely watch. He's fighting Gabrielle next week.
Yeah, that's one. So look, we should pump that up because like Gabe submitted Mikey.
Yeah.
Massive victory, yeah. So
But he's fighting Devil Mikey now. So it's
yeah.
serious.
Yeah, Mikey said he was what did he say? He was sick for it or something? So it's like one championship. Where is that? Is that taking place in Asia?
It's in Bangkok.
That's 10 minutes, 10-minute match. You don't know.
It's in a cage. I think it might be in a ring. No, it's in a cage.
It's actually a
I
sick
pushed
match.
him into the wall a few times. I was like,
Oh, to
cage.
practice that?
Yeah, I was like, this is, you know, he let me push him into the wall a few times. I say that like, yeah, I got it. But then I like just like shoved him on it, and I was like, this could be a way to win. I'll stall.
Yeah, the cage plays a big factor. Huh?
I like put my back against it and then just balled up.
Just
And I
shut
was like,
up.
actually, it's quite hard for him to do something there.
It's actually an awesome match because that's like probably one of Gabe's biggest victories.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
they got to do it again.
No, I'm glad because it's like not a bigger platform. No, he did on Who's Number One, but I feel like he kind of got a little bit brushed under the rug. It's like one of those things where I remember what was it? ADCC. It was what was it? Dante Leon submitted Lucas Lepri, and it was at the same time as another big moment. I think. I wish I could remember that. Well, I can't remember that one, so I
Yeah.
guess. But it's at the same time, and it kind of got like missed. And it's such a big. I think it was still hyped up, but I don't think it got the same amount of hype because it was on at the same time as another match that was like also had one of those like big moments. And I feel like it's one of those things where it kind of got a little bit missed. So hopefully now on one, it can get more hype behind it and stuff. And
It's going to be a lot of hype. I'm glad Mikey did it because some people criticize, like, that's my career path is take on old MMA fighters. You know, some people say, oh, he's in one, he's not taking on as difficult guys. But, like, the fact that I guess he's pushed for that to happen, I mean, I think it's cool that it's like, it's a big opportunity for Gabe with one. It's a massive match. And doesn't he have Mikey face one of the Rotolos soon after or something?
yeah, he's fighting Cade. Like later on in the year.
That's wild. That's
At
like,
170? I don't know what pounds are. I don't know pounds. I just know kilos. 170. I have no idea what that
I
is.
think that's 77 kilos, maybe. That's big, yeah.
So get the Google out.
But that's cool. Gabe Souza. I wish we had the smaller guys division to put him in there. But
I was like, come on. He was like, no.
yeah, I know. Like that's when one thing is like the 66ers. It's a big one. It's a big ask to do it. You
Yeah.
know?
Because he was like, oh, I'd have to fight the people who are in it
Petitions,
during
like
these.
Lucas Barbosa, you know.
Yeah, like that would be fun though. I was like, you get 10K.
We're gonna turn that reaction
Scuttle around.
laughing at her boyfriend facing a bigger.
Oh no! Oh, he get him, I believe. But like no, like I just like approached. Did I say it like that? I feel like it sounds weird. I approached you, as you know, informing. But like, and I was like, I want to join in, please.
Like,
I've
I wanna
been
make a
looking for some attention. So. No, I want to ride off the back of yours. But no, like I really did like with ADCC. My thoughts on it before were kind of like, if they didn't add a new women's division, I was like, all right, I'm in my rebel era. Let's go. Like, it's good, a nice way to get out of doing ADCC, you know. So yeah, I was like, I want to join in if there's a chance to join in, and I thought it might be a good thing, you know, to get the prize money up in general. I think it's really important to me, and particularly for the women. Like, I don't really care about them. No, I do care about the men when it's
Only
Gabrielle,
the
so that
small
I
men.
can have only the 66 men I
You're
care
like,
about.
go, get a million for us.
Let's go for hopefully a 50K bonus.
Actually, I think we did just secure a sponsor. I can't say, but yesterday, best sub of the day, best sub of the event, we got 50K.
Wow,
So
I'm gonna
we're
get
getting-
creative with the wall.
We're getting sponsors.
Watch me
in
jump
there.
off that wall into a submission,
Now you
and
gotta
then.
think about it.
Then how did you think people would react, like before you announced it?
I didn't really, like a lot of times I don't really think about it. I'm quite impulsive. So I was like, well, we'll see. I didn't really think that ADCC would care, to be honest, that much, if I'm honest. Like, I don't think it would have really bothered them, you know, because I don't think they're really that bothered about the women in general. But, sorry, I was just sliding stupid things. I'm going to regret that later. But yeah, I just sort of thought that maybe I didn't think people would be against it. I thought there might be a bit of backlash. There was actually way less backlash than I expected. I thought that a lot of people would be a bit more pissed off or confused or whatever, but actually people were really supportive. They were like, yeah, I'm into it. But I think because like the groundwork was kind of there before with all the other people that were announced. So they were kind of...
Feels good though to like make a statement in the sport. You know what I mean? Like it is a good feeling.
Yeah, it was cool. I was like, it's good to have something that's lasting. You know, like, again, people will forget. I feel like you've got that sort of, you win something major, or like you have a moment where you have like a breakout moment, as you will, and then you just go on a massive seminar tour and try to milk it for all it's worth, keep posting the highlight reel every week. Like, oh, remember when I did that? And then 3 years later, you're like, remember that? And I haven't won since. And then, and then eventually it starts to fade, and then there's a new person in town that they want to get in for the seminar.
Somebody
and
else.
slowly start to weather and then you run out of money.
I feel attacked here, you know?
No,
No,
same.
but-
It's going to happen to me too.
joking.
I'm on my way out. Which is exciting as well. It's cool to see all the girls coming through now who are so much better. They would kick the shit out of me, like when I was
And you
their
protect
age.
yourself from the next generation.
Now I'm just gonna be like, oh, sorry, it costs too much to get me on the show, and retire early. So.
How do you feel about equality in pay?
Okay, so people misunderstand me when I say about equal pay. I mean equal to, proportional to what?
Just fair compensation, really.
Yeah, because I do think the case is, I think a lot of people are like thinking I'm like, I want this money, same as like fucking Kainan or whatever. And like, that's not what I'm saying at all, because he has a much larger following than me and he has far more titles than me as well. So that doesn't make sense. But it's really wrong that a lot of women who are multiple time world champions are not making enough money to sustain themselves off the sport. So I'm saying, you know, what was the word you used?
Proportionate?
I dropped out of school, sorry. Yeah, so proportional to, you know, the things they've won and the viewership and the popularity they have, because I love watching them. I know a lot of people love watching them, so I feel like they should be compensated. And I think what's happening is, whether it's promotions, whether it's, you know, shows or events or whatever it is, you know, or sponsors, you can kind of get away with underpaying because they don't know how much, because the women before them aren't getting paid much anyway. So if I ask like a legend of the sport, like, hey, like what can I ask for? They're usually paid less because that's how it was. And then, so my goal amount is less. So if I go out and I ask for a really low figure, the girls who come up behind me can't ask for that much because they go, well, Ffion charges this, so now I can only pay you this, if that makes sense. So then I try and up the price. It was really uncomfortable and I hate it, but hopefully
But you need
Just playing with
someone to speak for you. You know, like, 'cause it's like, I can't just be like, no, pay me more. I'm really uncomfortable
Please.
about that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Oh no, I do now. I have like like one of the guys, he talks, and that helps as well. Or sometimes in emails I pretend I'm someone else. So if you email me.
otherwise you're talking with yourself. You're like, no, I'm good. I don't, you know, like it's
Yeah, I don't have to justify it. And I don't want to go to the seminar and just be like, hey, remember how you like tried to...
Oh yeah, what do you do for seminars? Do you do a minimum or do you do a split?
I used to do like flat fee, but now I do flat fee and then anything above that flat fee, we split. But now I'm going to start switching it to just like a split and do it from there because...
Yeah, because you know, you're confident. You know you're confident
now
in
I'm like,
yourself.
especially if I go to the UK or like in Europe, it's a bit different. I can like do the split much more confidently. In the US, I was kind of like nervous about it at first, but now it's actually fine to do. So it really depends. If it's like, I just want to be able to get a seminar in while I am somewhere and it's last minute, I'll just do like a flat fee or something. But if I'm like organizing a tour, I don't know what to call it, like a gallivanting, an adventure, then I'll do more of like the ticket sales and stuff like that. But a lot of the time I'm like, oh, I can't be asked, and I'll just do the flat fee and then like a split after it, just so it's easier.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think I first had Eddie Bravo do it. Eddie just does like a 90-10, so I'm just like, I'll do 90-10 and cover my own expenses.
Yeah.
I hate the back and forth of like someone booking a flat for you, you know? Like,
Yeah,
like,
and
I
I'm
don't
like,
know where I'm gonna
I also don't want to like, not put someone, I feel like I don't want the person who's organizing to get anxious about it, because people get really anxious and like, I'm like, hey, I'll sort out my accommodation, everything, it's all good, and then you just advertise or whatever in your gym, and I can advertise and share it as well, and then it's easier, and they're not so concerned about, you know, making that back then. And they get incentivized to like advertise it more, because then they can get like a percentage of the split as well.
I think there's a lot people don't understand about being a prominent, you know.
It's just so hard.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
When's the Me Too movement?
Yeah.
It's coming after this video. I feel very uncomfortable. I don't know. Like, it's just so, I guess I just get a lot of like weird. I mean, you get it too though, because you ask for it. He's
I'm
asking for it.
yeah,
He is
desperate.
asking for it. And you could say I do too. See, my legs are out right now. I'm asking for it. But I think it's not so much because I think it's a lot of it is just like, I don't know. It's someone they don't think is going to read messages as well. I think there's like a perceived thing of like, oh, she's not going to read it, but I actually don't get. I do get a lot of messages in general. Like, so if you're asking for a seminar or if I've not replied to you, I do get a lot of messages. But I don't get that many, Drew. If I mean.
You pretend like you don't see it sometimes. You're like, no. It's
Oh, I didn't
lost
see
in
it. I'm
the
just
buzz.
lost the DMs. But in reality, I don't get that many. So I do actually see when someone calls me a cum rag, for example. I'm like, oh, interesting. Sorry, that was my favorite.
That
Shout out
is
to
good.
that guy.
Send it again.
Where did you go? I don't think I blocked him because I was actually like, oh.
Any
sweet.
of the messages flattering? Are they ever nice or are they always creepy?
No, there are like a lot of really nice, and that's the thing that I do actually miss or like don't have time to get back to them, and they kind of just like disappear behind like these weird these porn ladies as well. I don't know how to get rid of those, like these bots, and I end up in a group chat. How'd you get those? There's probably a way of getting rid of them, but I end up in this group chat, and it's like, ooh, look at my link in bio. Why am I in this? I don't know, but there's loads of those in like, because there's requests and then there's hidden requests. And the hidden requests get really dark.
I never checked the hidden ones.
Don't. Don't look in those. Oh, I get emails. I get really good emails. That's when someone takes the time, they sent a picture of myself to me and they called me, hey Fiona. And I was like, so they're not really like,
Those would be good
That's
to
the
read
wrong name.
on your
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that's a good niche. But like it wasn't creepy, it was quite nice. He just wanted to wrestle. So a lot of people want to wrestle me.
Do guys ask you to choke them?
Yeah.
I had a guy email me and he was in New York and he was asking me, he wanted me to squeeze my legs around his...
Head scissors. No, it's a
Yeah.
big thing. I was yeah. No, have you seen? They do it until they vomit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until the person getting head scissors vomits. There was one page called Head Scissor Knockouts. Maybe there was like a number after Head Scissor Knockouts, and they were like would always comment on myself, and at first they were quite polite, but they were really polite. Like, oh, will you squeeze my head? And I was like, no. Just, but they were nice. And then I think one time they sent me quite like a really sexually explicit message, and I had to block. But before that, it was fine. They were quite like respect. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to offend you. And then it was
Then they went
I'm
all
sorry.
out.
And then they just like got a bit, I don't know if they were a bit horny that day, and they were just like, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what they said, but it was too much. I was like, you
Yeah,
gotta
it's
go. It's time
big-
to end.
A big market of creepiness, so
Yeah, and foot people. Oh, have you got wiki feet?
I don't know.
You probably do. Can I look? No, because I keep telling people, you know who's got a really good rating?
Ooh,
I don't know if I can say. Is Marigali has a really good one.
on his
There's 5 stars you can get, but his is. Don't ask how I know this. I just realized. I looked up loads of people. I never
he's
did.
a handsome man.
He broke the scale of how high. He got 5.5.
Really?
Yeah.
On his feet.
Yeah, but you can only get 5. So I got 4.5. Just saying. That's what you should know. Craig.
What proportion of those creepy messages are about your feet?
Not that many. I think this is where they go. They screenshot your story, so someone must be just following, and then they put it onto the page. Wiki feet men, because there's a different site for men, because you do.
Why?
Oh my god! You've got 5 stars.
5 stars.
Do they know your foot size?
It's
They
no-
know your foot size. Right, is this accurate?
It's no 5.5.
Size 13.5. US.
No, I think I'm 12.
Should I edit it?
My
look.
rating goes down. That's interesting. I'm happy with that.
That's pretty good. I'm kind of jealous. You got higher than me. But look, it's like screenshots of like
Oh,
videos.
Wow.
Let's do that so we
That's
can.
crazy. Guys, put me up to 5.5, please.
What is a size 13.5? Oh. Yeah, they
That's a
should edit
huge
that.
foot.
Yeah. So you could probably, well, I don't think you need to, but that's a weird one. They
That is-
loved that one. Because it looks like your foot looks really long.
That's the fisheye.
It sounds like I
secret.
run this site now, but I really don't. I swear.
Yeah, do they sponsor you?
I know, because I'm like kind of upset about it because like they've got all these foot pictures of me and it's all on there for free. Like I could have sold those.
Do you sell them?
No, but I
Never
could
thought
have.
about it.
No, I did think about it. I think I tried to barter once in the DMs and like, you know, they were like send me the foot, and I was like, send me the PayPal first, or I'm not sending you my foot.
Half and half.
And they try to like bring my price down. I was like, I don't think that's a fair price. These are like, you know, these are some
You got
high
a
level
rating.
feet. Like, there's got calluses on these. Do you know? I don't know how I got a decent rating, but like, because I've got horrible feet. But yeah.
But
I
that
think they like
demands a
that.
high price, 4.5.
But you got 4.98.
I'll sell feet pics now. I'll sell anything.
Yeah. So there we go. Both in the market.
That's probably a good way to end it, to be
that's-
honest, on
yeah.
our foot ratings.
Sorry.
And I won this time.
You did. Yeah. There's some with really low ones.
Who's the lowest?
I can't.
Do you remember?
Roger Gracie's.
Oh, no. No longer the goat.
Don't ask why I've been looking at them though. I had to Google loads of random people. So
No.
sorry.
What, how low was it?
I think it was free stuff.
Three.
Which is not bad. It's not like, that's average, right? Out of 5.
He's
No.
not the pound for pound.
Not in the feet anyway. At least jiu-jitsu's alright.
You can only have one or the other.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Ffion.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Segundo podcast. Don't forget Fat Cry Jones.